PressBox writer Tim Richardson takes you inside the world of sports business with the PressBox Sports Business Report, sponsored by Matty Bow Gear, only at PressBoxOnline.com. And welcome back to Inside PressBox. A quick correction. I mentioned the date September 6th. That's a Thursday. That's the night Cal Ripken's statue will be unveiled at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. September 1st, Shenandoah plays the Stevenson Mustangs. Go to GoMustangSports.com. Well, it did come right down to the wire on Monday, but with only minutes to spare, the Ravens were able to secure a new 5-year deal with Ray Rice, keeping him in Baltimore through the 2016 season. Can Joe Flacco's new contract be far behind? Joining me now to talk about that, plus preview training camp of the Ravens at Owings Mills, is PressBox Ravens reporter Joe Platania. And Joe, tell me a little bit about the details of the Ray Rice deal, and were you confident it would get done?
I sure was not, because I was thinking about Haloti Ngata's franchise tag deal the previous year and how that negotiation seemed dead in the water. And let's remember, last year we had the NFL lockout in place. All the transactions were pushed back a few months. So we're talking about the first couple weeks of the regular season this had to get done. And of course, Ngata and all the players have enough on their plate. So that deal got done with about an hour and a quarter to spare, even though it seemed dead in the water when the day began. Same thing with Ray Rice. The deal seemed like it was going nowhere. And with literally 5 minutes to go before the 4 o'clock deadline on Monday, he signs a 5-year, $40 million deal.
Got to ask you something. Ray Rice is a guy of very high character. The 4 years we've known him, he stands out as a leader in the community, a leader in that locker room. In this day and age, especially a running back, because they're so, their careers can be so short-lived, his character meant a lot to Steve Bisciotti willing to sign that kind of check. Because you look at an episode like Des Bryant and the Cowboys, how much did character play a part in this?
I think it played a big part because the Ravens have always been media savvy. They're always conscious of their image in Baltimore from day one. When remember the 1996 draft, everybody outside of Baltimore thought they were going to draft Lawrence Phillips, and as we know, that would not have been a high character move. So this is something they've been thinking about and conscious of for 16, 17 years, whatever it's been. So yes, I do believe Ray Rice, who puts his heart and soul into everything, that his temperament definitely played a role.
Joe, it's a 5-year deal. With the club, he's played 4 years already. If they got 3 really top-notch seasons out of him, they would feel that they got their value, wouldn't they?
I think that's a very good point, yes, because...
Or 3.5 seasons,
Sure, because the running back has been so devalued around the National Football League. It's a pass-happy league now. But Ray Rice and his versatility, it's such a key in the salary cap era, and as I've written and said many times, if you can wear a lot of hats, you can definitely, prove your worth. And Ray Rice, as I've pointed out on PressBoxOnline.com many times, he's provided roughly 36% of the Ravens' yardage in the 3 years he's been a starter. So even though another team would have to forfeit 2 first-round draft picks to the Ravens to sign him, I think another team might have taken that chance if this deal didn't get done.
Tell me about the next deal. Speaking of high-character guys, there's Joe Flacco, and rumors are that the club is optimistic. It came out the day of taping that ESPN said that the rumors are the club is optimistic of getting a deal done.
Yeah, a former Raven scout now working for NFL.com put that story out there, and so you would think he would have some pretty good contacts in that realm. It looked like the Flacco deal was also dead in the water, so maybe the sort of thing, the impetus, the adrenaline that the Rice deal got has gotten the Ravens motivated enough to work out something with Joe Flacco. And boy, what a whirlwind he's been through, marriage and a baby in the last year or so, and it would seem only appropriate that now that the Ravens have some front office momentum, the Flacco deal gets done now when it looked like it would have to wait till the end of the year.
Now, tell me about one other player, Ed Reed, who I have to be honest with you, this is the first year that I noticed that Ed Reed represents himself. I never really paid that much attention to it. He puts himself in a very awkward PR position in terms of him being the one that's spouting the stuff that's somewhat anti-club, and touting how, well, they're not going to get me on the cheap. he shouldn't be the one saying those things. He should have representation.
Yeah, to kind of smooth out the messaging, have a singularity of purpose, get one voice out there and a consistent voice at that, and that's not what Ed Reed has provided. As team management has said, it's hard to get a straight answer out of the guy. First he's saying, well, tell the bosses I'm comfortable. Oh, now I think I'm going to play, or I'm not committed to the season. I mean, the pendulum just swings back and forth with this guy. Every time he says boo, there seems to be a story there. But the camp starts next Tuesday for the rookies, next Thursday for everyone else, and we'll see this thing come to a resolution pretty soon.
I know it's off the wall to say this, but, you know, it's nothing for us after players' careers are over to say, boy, he's been damaged by concussions. I look at the way Ed Reed, and I love Ed Reed as a player. I'm not angry at him at all for his attempt to get some more money for playing. I see a guy who maybe his communication is so over the map because he just thinks differently almost every day.
Yeah, I would think that it's, you know, he doesn't have that consistency of message. I don't know if concussions has anything to do with it.
I don't either.
Yeah, but there's a neck impingement. There's all sorts of concerns that he has. He has the young boy at home in Louisiana. So, yeah, there's a lot going on there, as an old college professor of mine used to say.
All right, gearing up for the season. Training camp starts this week on Thursday. Joe Platania of PressBoxOnline.com and PressBox. We're going to wrap things up with the photo of the week right after these messages, so don't go away. Go to PressBoxOnline.com and register a youth team in your community for a chance to be highlighted as the PressBox Youth Team of the Month. Sponsored by Sports Authority. Go to PressBoxOnline.com for all the details.